Hey guys, I'm Barry Hall and I'm here at Carbon Offroad headquarters, and I'm here with founder and director of Carbon Offroad, Dan. Thanks for having us.
No worries, Barry. Thanks for coming.
Tell us a little bit about Carbon and where it originated and where it is today.
So Carbon Offroad has been around for about 10 years, and currently we deliver a range of winches onto the Australian market. Concurrently to that, we've also been working in research and development for the last 3 years on a range of premium shock absorbers, and so we're just about to release this to the market.
And some of the other products you carry, you also do some ropes and some hitches and some shackles and all those sorts of things.
Yeah, so some of the other products that we offer are in the recovery space, so a premium range of kinetic recovery ropes and soft shackles and lightweight recovery items. We also do a diesel performance product and supply exhaust systems and a range of other complementary products.
And I know the shockers are about to be launched, and you've done a lot of R&D. Tell us a bit about them and what you've found and what you're going to push to market, because there's some pretty exciting stuff in there.
Yeah, so over the 10 years that we've been in business, we've been able to develop a really good understanding of what a consumer wants from a shock absorber. And we noticed that a lot of other suppliers on the market really weren't understanding what the general consumer wants. So our focus with our Carbon Offroad shocks is to deliver a premium on-road driving experience firstly, with some lift if the customer wants lift, and in a system that can be fully rebuildable. So it's a one-off investment that will last the life of the vehicle.
That's what I like about this product. There's the custom stuff, and you can certainly cater for that. There's direct bolt-in stuff for people who want to drive their car every day but have a bit of fun on the weekend.
Yeah, that's correct. So we've got basically 4 different offerings. Starting at the top, we've got a 2.5-inch body remote reservoir monotube system. So that's for vehicles such as the 79 series Land Cruiser, which is commonly used for very heavy load carrying, long range touring, and a bigger body shock with a remote reservoir will allow the vehicle to be under control in harsh conditions. We also offer a 2.5-inch body monotube direct bolting option. So for those people that still want the performance benefit of a large body monotube shock, but without the hassle of fitting a remote reservoir, we have that option. And then in our standard monotube range, we have what we call our MT 2.0 series, and that's our mid-range offering. It's a 2-inch body monotube factory fitment system for a range of applications. So we'll have about 27 different applications available shortly.
That was my next question. There's 27 applications, absolutely. Holden, Colorado in that mix?
Yes, we definitely have Holden, Colorado, along with basically every other IFS vehicle on the market.
That was a loaded question because I've got a Holden, Colorado, and I want a set of shocks. Can you hook me up?
I'm sure we can arrange something, Barry.
Well, I've been in the drag racing scene, so I'm familiar with the coilover shocks and the adjusters and rebound and all those sorts of things, but I'm really interested in the four-wheel drive scene. So I'm pretty excited to put a set in and see what this four-wheel driving is all about.
Yeah, look, definitely we're keen to sort of fit a set of shocks to your vehicle and give you an idea of what the benefits are with our systems. And I think it's probably a good idea to go and actually, we should probably pull some shocks apart and show you what's going on inside as well.
So I'm going to get dirty hands?
Yeah.
Deal, let's do it. So you know a product's good when you've got billet everywhere and the fittings and everything are absolutely perfect. But this is a 2.5 remote reservoir shock. What does this bolting do, Dan?
So this particular shock is a fitment for a 79 series Land Cruiser in the rear.
Yep.
And basically we've engineered the shock to be able to be fitted to the vehicle and pretty much not be touched for a certain amount of time. So in terms of reliability, we use a polyurethane bush with a billet alloy sleeve, and this provides a really precise fitment in the shock mount. So it will provide really good reliability in everyday driving conditions and also in harder off-road conditions.
Yep.
Some of the other features that we have in this particular remote reservoir shock, is our hose fittings. So we're one of the only shock producers on the market that actually offer a hose fitting that can be fully rotated while the shock is fully gassed up. The reason we do this is that when the shock's fitted and you're going to fit the remote reservoir, if we have fixed mounts in these positions, it's really hard to get the precise fitment without the hose twisting or kinking. So this allows for rotation at the shock body and also rotation at the remote reservoir. So you can get a really nice, perfect fitment and allow the hose run to be under no stress, basically.
Yep. One of the biggest problems with shockers is seals, generally. What have you found there, and what's your point of difference in this shocker?
So over 3 years of R&D testing on our product here in Australia, one of our major focuses was on the seal housing. A common issue across a lot of available brands in the high performance shock area is that you get seal leaks after an amount of time basically that is really not acceptable to the general consumer. In a race application where the shocks are being used hard and fast for short periods of time, they're normally rebuilt on a fairly regular basis. But what we've done is work hard to produce a seal housing for the shaft that will offer a long-term reliability so the customer doesn't have to rebuild the shock prematurely.
Well, the seal system is great, obviously, but it's something you won't have to rebuild too much. But these are rebuildable as well.
Yeah, that's correct, Barry. So we provide all of the parts and technical support to our consumers and our dealers to be able to rebuild our product. So after a certain amount of work, it is advisable that the shock is rebuilt. This will enable the shock to perform at its optimal working conditions. Things like the shock oil over time does break down and lose performance. So the initial investment in the shock system will allow the user to basically have a shock that will last the lifetime of the vehicle and at a pretty reasonable cost be able to rebuild that shock and bring it back to its original high level performance.
Fantastic. Dan, thanks for having us. It's a great product you got. You've done the R&D, you've done the hard work. Now it's time to hit the shelves.
Thanks, Barry.
I'm pretty excited to learn a bit more about the off-road scene, and Carbon is certainly making some waves in the 4x4 world. There's going to be some more content to drop, so keep your eye out for that.